In this lesson, we are going to look at how to work with reinforcement or rebar numbering in Revit. Now, I just want to mention that Revit by default is able to number all the rebars without a problem. It has very powerful tools, and it's able to give or assign the numbers to each and every bar within the model. So before I even go to Powerpack detailing, I want to show you where you find such information and on how you can adjust it. So you just need to come to structure right here. Then we have reinforcement tools here. Make sure that you click that arrow there and now go to reinforcement numbers. Click on it. Once you come here, you find that these are now options for Revit, which helps you to number all these bars. All these bars within the models are numbered automatically when you just create them. All right, you notice here that here minimum number of digits for reinforcement. If you want to show, maybe if it's number 1, it will show as 01. If you pick 2, if it's 1, it will just be 1, if that is the number for the rebar. So I like using 2 digits. You can choose all the way up to 10. So 2 is good for me. The option here is partitions. We are going to look at partitions later. So each partition, once you assign the partitions to the members there, the name will appear here for that particular partition, and now the number of the rebar within that partition. Partitions are simply members in other words. For example, if you have the base 1 or C1 as column 1, depending on how you name them here, it will appear right here. Okay, we'll come back to this one later. But in terms of numbers, you can see that in my model, the starting number is 1, and in use we have from 0 up to 355. All right, these are fabric numbers. We haven't added any fabrics. Couplers, if you have some couplers here, they'll appear right here. Now, you need to notice that if you have a star at the end, it means that there are some bars which were added and removed. Okay, once you add a bar and you remove it, the number will still be there. You need to remove that one once you remove the particular bar. So there's a simple tool. You just need to click there, remove gaps, so that it can now number without skipping anything. So once you click there and click on apply, you notice that it's going to recalculate here, and all those gaps in terms of the bars which were added and removed, now it will be adjusted like that. So Revit is good enough in terms of numbering, but again, we want to show you the Powerpack tools in terms of numbering, because it has even some advanced features for you to explore, for you to isolate, to hide, to select. You can now use Powerpack tools to do all sorts of things. So this is what we want to do. So as I said, if I just zoom in here, I just pick one of the bars here. Let me just check the numbering. All right, so the partition, the rebar number for this one is 104, as you can see. So all the numbers are there. If I just pick another bar here, you can see that the rebar number, this is 08. Now let's come now to Powerpack tools. If I go to Powerpack detailing, then come right here, this arrow. What you may see here would depend on the previous tool that you use. So if I just click there, all right, you see that we have so many options here, and we just want to go through and see what we can do with these. So the set rebar number, again, as I've said, Revit is good enough for numbering, but you can change even the numbers. For example, if I just click there, then pick that to set the rebar number, then it will ask you to pick the rebar or rebars. So maybe let me just pick this one, an example. This one will appear here. So from Revit, we already have 8. Then you can even decide to change, that particular rebar number if you want, but it's not necessary unless there are specific reasons why you want to do the numbering. You can use that tool and change the numbering done by Revit by default to to any number using Powerpack tools. So that is the function of rebar number. You can click there, then pick a particular bar. This dialog box will come to show you the current rebar number, and now you can change the rebar number here and just click on OK. I will not do that. All right, I'll click there, then just check the next option here. We have select by rebar. Now if you want to select certain bars, this also helps you to filter certain bars. If I just click there, let me just pick that one here. You'll notice here that all the bars with that, rebar number will be selected. This is a very, very powerful tool. If you want to select all these bars with that rebar number, they are the same. You can even use this one to even now start changing the properties because all those bars are selected. Imagine if you have to be selecting all these bars one by one, then how do you even find those, bars? So this tool is very, very important. But of course, you may think that, let me try to use a different one. Select on it, right click, then select all instances in visible view. Okay, so that's another tool that you can use in Revit if you want to filter it by rebar number, or you just want to select that. This is also another tool. All right, so let's go to the other tools. If I just click there, right, we use this one, select. This is a selection tool by rebar number. Now, if I go to browse reinforcement, I'll click on it. Now, with these two again, you can pick, the reinforcement by using all these options. If you have the reinforcement type here and you click, you can pick the rebar. So notice that if I just click on rebar, I can select all the rebar within my model, but I don't want to do that. If you have the partition, you can click there. We haven't created any partitions, but you can select, and now all those partitions, the rebar only within those partitions is selected. Reinforcement number again is similar to what we just did. Let me deactivate this one, just enable this one, and let me use 8. I want to select the value 8 as the reinforcement number. Click on OK. All right, so you notice that the same bars that with all the bars with rebar number 8 will be selected, as you can see from here. As you can see, all those bars are selected, and I can change the properties as I wish. Right, so I'll click outside. Let's see which other options are there. All these are self-explanatory. If you want to delete a particular bar by rebar number, you can select there. Then this is a rebar, then the partition, if it's assigned, you can. Then reinforcement number, just pick that number, and now once you just click on OK there, that particular bar will be deleted. Okay, so I'll cancel this one. I don't want to delete anything. Right, of course, deleting reinforcement can also be done by other options, which I already showed you. We have this one actually. So if you want to delete maybe rebar from this column, I can just click on delete rebar and just click that one here and click on finish. This is the easiest. Oh, what have I done? Click on finish once again. You see that the rebar is deleted. These rebars which are going to be deleted are the ones which are hosted on this particular column. So you can delete rebar within a host just like that. I'll hold Ctrl Z to undo that command. Just wanted to explain all these options so that you should be aware that all these things are there. Then you can also assign rebar to a particular sheet if you want. If I select there, this is the sheet. Depending on the number of sheets that you have here, it will appear there. Then you can now select the reinforcement. Select reinforcement to assign. You can pick and now select. Just click there, then click on finish. I'm just giving an example. Then once you click on OK, it means that that rebar is assigned to that particular reinforcement. But in this case, it's not necessary. But those options are there. You may find the need of using all those tools. So these are some of the tools that you can use under numbering. And as we go on, we are going to look at how we can assign partitions and also automatic partitions. See you.